Hello beautiful people, welcome to today's video. So today I have all my Ghanaians here in Ireland and we are going to compare nursing in Ireland versus nursing in Ghana. Yes, it's going to be like a lot of discussion. We are going to talk about the work environment, salaries and whatnot. So I've actually had all these nurses behind me. I'm actually, kind of getting them on the spot. We haven't really discussed the whole topic and all of that. I want their sincere opinion about the whole discussion. So please stay tuned. Let's ask our nurses to introduce themselves. Okay.
I am Roberta, working in Nays General Hospital. I'm Doris, working in Nays General Hospital.
Thank you.
And you are working in Caravan General Hospital.
Okay.
So I'm Nanaya, working at Bobas Hospital.
I'm also working at Caravan General Hospital.
Okay. I think they are all general nurses, right? Okay, so I'm a bit biased here. No psychiatric nurse, no midwife. It's not my fault, okay? It seems like all the general nurses love to and have fun, but the other divisions are not interested. Okay, so let's ask them what actually motivated them to come into Ireland. We all know that it's money, but maybe it might be something different. So let's see.
Well, for me, what motivated me is back home in Ghana, it's very difficult. Sometimes you would have to go by what the hospital wants. In overseas, we all know that you are given the opportunity to choose.
Okay.
So I would say that my motivation was to try nursing in another country, and then also to be abreast with technological advancements that are in season or in town. So that is one of the reasons, and also career progression. When you are in the hospital, they give you a lot of chances to get on with what you have interest in doing. So it is also one of the things why I also relocated.
So guys, you see, it looks like I'm the only one who actually relocated because of money. But beautiful things, let me fiscal.
Okay, I would also say career progression, but the money is bad.
The money is fine.
I'm saying that I came to Portugal for the money.
Take care for the money, yeah?
It's like comparing Ireland to other countries. I think the pay here is very better, so that is why I came.
Okay, that's lovely. Trick nurse joining me. I don't want to be biased, okay? So, my guy, please introduce yourself.
Samuel Osebubiansa, a registered psychiatrist as my sister, right? Working in one of the private hospitals in Ireland, Dublin to be specific.
Okay, we'll start with work environment, okay? I want them to tell us more. Comparing the work environments back in Ghana and then the work environment in Ireland, what would they say, okay? So, my guy, what would you tell us?
To be honest with you, I think the work environment over here is very different because I'm back in Ghana. I was working in the theater and then it was just one theater.
Yeah.
But then working here in Ireland, I'm exposed to about 13 theaters, so you can actually imagine. There are a whole lot of things to be done, procedures to do, and then a whole lot. So considering that, I think it's very different. And then working, I think way back in Ghana, I was just working for just 6 hours.
Yeah.
But in Ireland, I have to work 2 hours. So yeah, it's quite stressful.
Yeah. So what would you say, like the work environment?
Okay, so with the work environment, as we all say, it's stressful.
Yeah.
It's stressful. Comparing to the 6 hours where we're coming from and now 12 hours, you just have an hour and 30 minutes as your break for the whole 12-hour duty. And the rest of the hours, you are on your toes working till the end of the shift. So it's stressful comparing to Ghana. Yeah.
Okay, but being a psychiatric nurse, okay, let's talk about the work environment. Do you think in Ghana it's much more relaxed to where you are working here? Because I know the general nurses might have a different opinion.
My perspective about this is that comparing Ghana to here, I would say here is more of an administrative work. So we have the physical aspect, but comparing the physical aspect to Ghana, Ghana is more of physical work than here, because here you do more paperwork, testing, replying messages, emails. At the same time, you are receiving calls from family members, and you are doing all of these things at a particular point in time, and you're supposed to finish all of these things within that period.
Yeah.
So it makes it more tedious because
Yeah.
it also comes with the physical aspect of it.
Yeah.
Even though it's less compared to the one in Ghana.
Yeah.
But comparing the paperwork and the physical aspect here, I would say it makes it stressful. Coupled with the 12-hour shift.
It's crazy.
That is something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Sakina, with all being said, would you say that you regret leaving Ghana due to the work environment? Would you say you regret leaving Ghana?
Looking at where I was coming from, my work environment, and I remember my very first day on the ward, I was so emotional because casting my mind back to Ghana, we learned some basic logistics for practice. Once I got into the ward, I went into the storeroom and I was like, permit me to say, there were a lot of gloves, boxes all around. I was like, back home it's very difficult to get gloves to work with. But working here, it makes the work very easy for us. You know, having the necessary resources to practice with makes your lesson very flexible. Though it is very stressful working here, having to work for 12 hours in a day. Sometimes you have to be on your toes. Sometimes if you are aloneness on duty, even though you are entitled to about an hour and a half break, you don't have the luxury of enjoying your break, but you have to finish your work within a particular, within some hours. Okay, so I don't regret coming here, not at all. Just that I miss family, I miss a few things back, like going to buy wache when you are working.
Okay. So now we'll talk about salaries. We are now at the fun part, okay? Not just the fun part, but the part that you guys are really interested in, the cash, okay? So now let's look at the salary, okay? What would you do?
Oh my God, the cash is cashing. The cash is good. But when you take into consideration your costs of living and everything, depending on the county where you find yourself, makes it easier because where I find myself, it's not in the city, but the cost of rent I am paying is something that I can do with. It's something that when I'm able to finish with all my expenses, the money I have left is good.
You see, the money you have left is good.
You have some left.
Okay, my dear, you know in Ghana you might get like, let's say 3,500, let's say per month. It might be less than that. But it looks like the same thing. You might also even get the same thing here. But like after you're taking everything, were you able to save in Ghana?
The thing is, you are starting as a fresh nurse here, you will not be able to save that much.
Yeah.
Because you are now getting used to the system. You have a lot to purchase. You have things that you want to make your life more comfortable here. So I would say from the beginning you wouldn't save anything like that. But as time goes on, maybe after a year or two, you will be able to save some small coins back home.
Yeah. It's all about time.
Yeah.
It's all about time. But now I can see that the cash is flowing because everything has changed. What do you have to say about the salaries? Like comparing, what would you say?
In terms of the salary aspect, if I will be blunt, I would say compare the money aspect. They are parallel lines. Like they will never meet because one is moving eastward, the other is going the opposite direction.
I never knew this.
That is a fact.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming to the aspect of being able to, you asked about saving back home or saving here.
Like
So,
comparing, we are now comparing.
fine. In terms of saving back home, I would say in a way it was very difficult, especially when you have family, like immediate family, like the nuclear, you have a wife, you have children, and the money that you just quoted, it was within that range.
Yeah.
Some were even less. Yeah, if you are fortunate, you get up to 4,000 a month or so. But if you have family, I would say it will be very difficult to save because of the cost of living back home.
Yeah.
With here, the money is huge compared to that side.
Yeah.
And I would say it comes down to how you budget yourself. It doesn't necessarily mean if you are earning high, you'll be able to save. It depends on how you budget yourself and how you go about your allocation, depending on what you want and what you want to save or any other thing. So it depends on how you budget yourself. You can even receive less amount, but if you're able to budget it well, you can save more.
Yeah.
And it's possible to save more here than back home.
Yes.
That is what I would say. Yeah.
Okay, you shouldn't forget about the remittance, you know, because now €1 is to how much? Like 16 point something. So definitely. But for me, my point is always, let me also contribute, okay? My point is that even if I'm even taking 3,500 cedis in Ghana and I'm taking 3,500 in, you know, in Ireland, in Europe, like when I was in Ghana, like my groceries even takes more. I end up using about 2,000 cedis. But here, like yesterday, I bought some things that were just like less than 400. You know, less than €400, you know, so that's the difference. You end up spending more on food, spending more on rent in Ghana, and a whole lot. So you can't even support your family. You know, my little contribution. But here, even if you take like €50, you just send to your mom, she'll be blessing you, you know, giving you all the blessings in the world. So it kind of makes life easy for us, easy for our family back home, and all of that. That's my contribution. Let me also take one from my brother, and we'll talk about something else.
Alright, so the salary to be candid, I think it's subjective, it depends on the individual.
Yeah.
If you are someone who used to save a lot when you're in Ghana, and the company is going to help you also, because you can take huge money, but if you're not support that is discipline with the amount that you get, you will end up getting back home, you know, you'll be going to program, you'll be going to funerals and stuff, and all these things start to your budget.
Yeah.
But here, the environment is a bit different, you know. That kind of occasions are not here much, so you tend to like save money a bit. And as you also rightly said, like when it comes to buying groceries, you know, back home, groceries are very expensive. So the little amount that you have, you go and do your shopping along the months. You see that most of the money will go into that. But here it's a bit different. Like, the groceries are a bit lesser. So it helps to that's
Okay, so Maxwell, you are coming from UAE, okay, to Ireland. What would you say, comparing nursing there to nursing in Ireland? What do you have to say about that?
With regards to nursing in UAE and nursing in Ireland, what I can say that, you know, UAE career progression is a bit difficult. Like,
okay.
If you want to advance yourself, you don't have measures down there for you to upgrade yourself. It's very difficult unless you try to do it on your own. And also, sometimes the working hours is also much. And like when you do overtime, like if you do overtime, you are paid. But then even if you do overtime, nobody pays you for that. It's like it's phased. You know, UAE is kind of like Africa, Asia, and the European section being brought together. So like they'll pay you monthly. If you do overtime, it will not be paid the same amount as they're going to pay you. And then if you want to do a program that will advance your career, they don't have measures there for you to do that. Unless maybe you do it yourself privately. Or like here, like if you have the intention to upgrade yourself, there are measures there that can help you to go to school.
We all know that in Ghana, you have to work for 3 years before you become a senior nurse. And then you have to work or advance yourself before you can become a senior staff nurse. And then BNO, and then, you know, I can't even remember the whole thing. When it comes to Ireland, all this,
to have so many years of experience before you can take up positions like managerial positions. Okay? I know people who came back from Africa, they have gained positions like clinical nurse managers in less than 1 year of practice down here. Okay, so it's about what you put out there. Okay, not necessarily about your years of experience. Okay, if you are able to manage your ward, your unit well, whenever there is a position out there. That you can fit in, go in for the interview, convince them to be given the role to act. Okay. Unlike back home, you would have to climb the ladder. Like you have to follow the steps. Okay. 3 years, get to 8 years, go for promotions. It's like a formality, but it's about your output here. What you put out there. So there is a big difference.
Let me just put the rest of them on the spot. What's that one thing that you actually miss in that?
That I miss is the time difference.
The time
number
difference.
of hours that I had to work here and way back home. I also had the same issue. I was in UAE before coming here. It was also a 12-hour shift, but it was very smooth. This place looks like it's like a different 12-hour that I'm doing altogether.
The thing that I do miss way back in Ghana is the fact that this is very funny, but then the fact that I sometimes go to work late. Over here, you know, exactly 5 a.m. I'm up by 6, by 7.
let me just add something to what my brother said, just to buttress his point. It's also quite funny though. Back home, it was relaxing. It was relaxed, flexible. Yeah, you. Even if you are in the midst of doing something, you can choose to relax and pause and come back to it later. But with here, unless you are done, I remember when I was moved to a different unit, within that 12-hour shift, if I will be very frank with myself, I didn't eat the whole day. I ate when I closed around 7 p.m. and it was very stressful. So that is something that I
okay, last person.
Okay, I think I miss the readily available food. Like here, if you don't send anything to work, you are going to just go hungry till the shift is over. But in Ghana, you can just dash out, get some wache, kenke, and then you're okay.
For me, I also miss, I miss the food. I miss the fact that if I want to even buy something, you can just have shops around, just go around, just buy something. You have driving the traffic, you have people, like markets on the streets, kind of. So those are some of the things I really miss. When it comes to healthcare, I'll say that it's very funny because back home, even if I even want to go to work, I just want to do like 2 shifts, in the whole week and all of that. But here, you want money, so you yourself, you're actually calling for extra shifts. I have to be frank, that's the difference. Everything being said, I'll say that nursing in Ireland is very cool. It's stressful, but the money is good, and it makes life very simple and very comfortable. Additionally, I'll say that nursing in Ghana is very cool. We have, I think, Ghanaian nurses, because I'm a Ghanaian, I'll definitely say that Ghanaian nurses are one of the best nurses in the world, okay? Apart from that, African nurses are so good, guys. We are very hardworking, ready to serve, very committed. We give out the best. We are very committed and all of that. I really miss my world back home. I miss my Ghanaians back home. We are very friendly. Just to wrap up, I'll say that I can't wait to see most of you also. Looking forward to also join us here. And then next day by this time, you also join me here whilst I also interview. See you all on my next video because I'm not done.